All right.
All right. So for your system, this is your first incoming. I wrote street shut off on it.
Okay.
Okay, same as that one over there.
Okay.
This one will kill everything before the house.
Cool.
From there, it goes into the system. It's the bypass.
Yes.
So you can turn this to yellow.
Uh-huh.
Then it'll just loop out and loop back around, okay? So that way it's not going through the filter itself.
Okay.
You can use red, which is off, but if you're going to do that, you might as well just hit the ball valve. You know?
Okay.
And then green's normal operations coming in, it's going through filtration, going back to the home.
All right. And what you had it set at before? Was there a blue?
Nope. Green,
Okay.
red, yellow.
Green, red, yellow. Okay, that makes sense.
So from here, it's going to come in. It's going to go into this pre-filter.
Uh-huh.
Use my camera real quick because it's already caught up. In here, you can see in the fins, it's already starting to build up.
Yep.
So you're just going to check this every month, starting.
I don't, can I put, oh, never mind.
and so just check it monthly. And what you're going to get is it's going to get real discolored.
Okay.
And then this is going to populate at the bottom here.
So the tint that we're seeing right now, the amber
housing.
The housing is amber itself?
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. Then you can't.
But at least it's clear.
Okay, all right.
But this is, we're just catching heavy sediment here.
Okay.
Know? So it's just a visual inspection.
Sure.
So from there, it goes into the media where it removes the ferric form iron,
right,
as well as manganese.
Okay.
Sorry, let me get this off real quick. Okay, I'm not going to get it off. It's not working. Okay, so it goes into this bottom piece where it's removing the ferric form, which is oxidized iron and manganese.
Okay.
And then it goes into this top one, which has the ion resin, which is doing the ion exchange, where it grabs anything that's ferrous form.
Mm-hmm.
That be it calcium, magnesium, manganese, or iron that's ferrous form.
Okay.
From there, out to the post filter, where it's catching everything that's made it through as far as turbidity goes. So if it's sediment, a little bit of light sediment that made it through this far, it's very fine. This takes it all the way down to 1 micron.
Okay.
Before it sends it back to the house.
Okay.
So there's your last shut off in line. So I made it so we can isolate the system. And where that comes into play is when we do our filter maintenance.
Okay.
Okay. I'll show you that in just a second.
So that's turning it off. Or
Yep.
blocking the lines.
Yep. If we go horizontal, it's off. In line, we're on. And so, as far as maintenance goes, everything's automated as far as the salt pull, right? And the
right.
fill. What you're going to get is every 350 gallons of water you use in the home, it's going to use 4 pounds of salt to clean itself, okay?
Okay.
And so what it's doing is it's going to shut one side down. It's going to resonate with the salt water, releasing that hardness that the ion resin's holding, and flush it down the drain.
Okay.
It's starting you.
And that's why you have two of those things right there.
Yep. So you're always
they
using
just
clean
always
water. Yep.
Alternating between the two. Okay.
Exactly. And so that being said, your salt's going to go down based on water usage, okay?
Right.
So I have written instruction here for you to maintain it to 1/2 to 3/4 mark. If you guys are out of town a lot, keep it real low, What we don't want is we don't want to sit high too long and have it bridge over. Because what you have is that salt will pull moisture and it'll create a hard cavern. So we want movement through that.
Okay.
There is a once a year maintenance that you'll have to do. So this has a float lamp, just like in the back of your toilet. Tells it when to fill and when to stop.
Okay.
So you just pull this out at the 1 year mark, set it in a bucket,
and
then take the brine tank out and just hose it out. And what that does is any impurities coming in on the salt, it'll get rid of that because it settles at the
So
bottom.
we clean out that tank, hose it out in the driveway, bring it back in, plug all this back
Good to
in.
go again, yep.
Okay.
From there, you'll just set this back in place.
And I can shove that closer to the washing machine if I want. That's not.
Yeah, absolutely. The only reason I leave it out this far is for filter maintenance.
Okay.
Obviously, you're only doing filters every 2 months or whatever, then it's not going to hurt to have it closer.
But I can just move it anytime I want to do
it's
the
on
maintenance.
a flex line, so obviously you move it around a little bit.
Okay.
All right, and so for the pre-filter, once it's time to clean it, we turn off the incoming.
Yes.
We turn off the outgoing.
Okay.
We turn this to bypass.
All right.
Which is yellow, and that just keeps that water from coming back on us.
Okay.
And then we open these valves. These are going to create a siphon for us, okay?
Right.
The top one holds the feed, and the bottom one's just an air gap.
Okay.
So I open the top one for a couple seconds.
Right.
Let it get going. And then I open the bottom one.
Okay.
Now this part's a little bit tedious. We have to wait for it to cycle out.
Okay.
Essentially what we're waiting for is for it to go quiet.
All right. So I'm thinking this could be our first YouTube video, and that way I don't have to worry about losing it, and everybody in the family can have access to it.
Or just email it to everybody.
Family's got some Connecticut systems as well.
No, but there's a lot of people involved in this house, and so we want to make sure that
Oh, okay.
if
Gotcha.
we're gone for a long period of time,
Someone
somebody
else
else
can
is here.
maintain.
That
Sure. All right. So once it goes silent, I've got a filter wrench for you.
Yep.
I'll put this on, give it a quarter turn to make sure we got all the water we have in there. From there, it's gonna twist and drop.
Okay.
A little bit of catch. Catch these remnants real quick. Okay. You take this and dump it.
This seems very familiar. I think I broke one of those wrenches once.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It'd be pretty hard to. You had to really refine it.
Well, it wouldn't
so this
come
one
off.
just unthreads.
Okay.
And from there, we are in bypass. You can just take it and hose it off.
Okay.
Okay. No chemicals or anything. Just
Right.
get that heavy sediment out. From there, this goes back on.
And how often am I doing that?
2 to 6 months as needed.
Okay.
Okay. If it doesn't need it, don't do it.
Okay.
You know?
So what about the filter itself? Does that need to be replaced?
Yep. So it's washable for up to a year.
Okay.
At the 1 year mark, we do recommend replacement.
Okay.
And what if we're not here for 6 months out of the year? Then I can go get an extra 6 months out of it, or is
Yeah. I
it?
mean, if you're not using it, then it's not going to get
Okay.
dirty.
So
you
just sitting there isn't
know?
gonna.
Not going to hurt anything.
All right. All right.
So if it's sitting idle for 6 months or so, nothing's gonna grow.
The one thing that I would worry about for long-term sitting is the brine tank. You know,
Okay.
that where I was talking about, you get that bridge in the salt. So if that's the case, take your salt really low before you go, or maintain it really low. You
Okay.
know? If you guys are only here for short periods of time, maybe you keep it, even lower than the halfway mark. Maybe
Sure.
you keep it at the quarter mark. The water level only sits right here.
Okay.
So you guys can maintain just a bag or so.
Show the.
All right.
Oh, right about here.
Right. Right. Okay.
Okay. So that's going to be your one flaw in long absences, right?
Okay.
Is the brine tank. That being said, you can come over here and you can give it a nudge like that as well. Make sure everything's loose in there. If it's hard, that's when you're going to have the problems.
Okay.
Because this is a cleaning agent. So if it doesn't have the salt to get to the softener, it can't clean itself.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. So from there, we're going to go into the post filter. This one will require a bucket and a hose.
Okay.
So, the bucket's a little dirty.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put this hose bib on here for you. You have
Okay.
this off and off still, right?
Right.
You just open this up. What that's going to do is relieve the pressure. From there, you just turn this,
Okay.
and it's going to siphon it down. Get rid of all that water in there for us. So we can do the filter.
You just got a text that came through. It said just about to anchor.
What?
I don't know if it's work related. A text message that came through.
It said anchor.
Just about to anchor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, so from there, just spin this off. One hand underneath, one hand on the side.
Okay.
Dump this out. This will normally have a filter in it. That filter's right here.
Okay.
So with this filter, what you're going to do is you're going to put it at the 2 month mark, and essentially it's trial and error for the first 2 to 6, right?
Okay.
You got to see where your water lays.
Right.
So at the first 2 months, you're going to pull it out. If it's only halfway, throw it back in. It's going to get dirty from the outside in. It's not until it permeates this inner layer that needs replacement.
Okay.
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 I'm going to leave it out
Sounds good.
because we're going to do the chlorination still.
Sure. All right.
So from there, I'm going to throw the chlorine in now. You guys need water still, or are you
Nope.
okay?
Nope. We're
Good to
ready
go?
for you to do your thing.
Okay. That way we'll just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 2 bathroom?
Well, there's a sink in the master bedroom, and there's a toilet out in the shed. So
And
so
that'd
that's-
make
well-
it 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's one. There's a
There's a
full
toilet.
bath here. There's a
Toilet.
toilet here.
Right.
So,
Oh well.
so 3 toilets and 3 sinks.
And a shower.
And a shower. Okay.
They're kind of all spread around the house.
So with this one, it just goes on hand tight.
Okay.
Right there, we're done. Okay. We'll turn this back to normal, which is green. So we're going to go back through the filtration. I'm gonna leave these open for just a second whenever I start it up, so that this air will go down the drain instead of up to the pipes.
Okay.
So I open this up slowly. I'm gonna let this repressurize. Once all that air sound dissipates, we're good to go. Go ahead and close these up. Everything's going to tighten up. Once it goes quiet, we know that it's repressurized.
And those little gray guys are bypass things?
These here,
Yes.
the only time you use those is to change this pre-filter out. It's,
Okay.
It creates a siphon with this one, and this one's the air gap.
Okay.
Okay. So normally closed, when you do the filtration is when you open them.
Okay.
Okay. Questions on anything else as far as we're at now?
Those are little gray. Can you point those out while she brings the camera in?
Yeah, and I got paperwork for you as well.
Okay, cool.
Talks
Cool.
about that.
All right.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to have you go upstairs and start the hot water side in your bathtub.
Okay.
We'll run for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'll meet you up there. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right.